Zaujímavosťou je, že práve okolí Smoreníc je koncentrovaných najviac prírodných kúplov. Objavte aj vy skryté zákutia Valoparkovských hôr a lesov. Vedeli ste, že Slovenský záhod cintorín, severne od kostola narodenia Panny Márie dostanete sa na návršie stromu krížny a kaplnku.
Got in front of us today.
Yeah, Rob, look, it just felt like finals footy coming in today. Spring day, sun shining, a little bit of warmth. I got the t-shirt on, unlike yourself with the hoodie still, but I'm sure you'll shed that later on. But yeah, no, it's a great day for footy, and yeah, really looking forward to these two teams, which have ended up on the top of the ladder. South, we're in amongst it early on, but just lengthened their lead as the top team in the competition that last 4 or 5 weeks. And they go in, I think, favourites today against Deloraine, which have been struck with injuries a fair bit in the latter half of the season. They were flying early on, but yeah, finals are a different thing. Everything starts equally here, and let's see how we go.
Absolutely, and as you touched on, Dave, they've played 3 times during the season. The first time Deloraine got the Chocolates 28-7 in round 2, but from then on, it's been South Launceston 40-0 in round 6, and then 70-9 a comprehensive victory last time. But as you said, Deloraine have had their challenges with injury. How are you seeing their squad today, Dave?
Yeah, so key ins, Seth Cameron, Lauren Stevenson, give them a lot of firepower up forward. Speedy Barnett also that's got the 19 goals. I think, they're the strongest they've been for weeks, Deloraine, so if they're going to make a charge at it, today will be the day.
The other, I totally agree. The other one that I think is a factor today is this big ground. Now, people often talk about the MCG and stuff. This ground is bigger, dimension-wise than the MCG. Which of these sides, Dave, do you see handling it best? Because obviously that's going to be a key factor on a warm spring day.
Yeah, watching these two teams at Youngtown at the back in round 14, I thought the running game of South was quite impressive. They've got a lot of quick players across the ground. I think the expanses will suit them a little bit better than Deloraine. Yeah, but we'll wait and see, Rob, about South Launceston. 7 players with 15 or more goals this season, and 10 players with 10 or more goals. So that's significant. There are a lot of avenues to go. And speaking of statistics, we'll introduce our stats man this afternoon. He's usually on the boundary for us in City Park Radio, but Mr. Ladd Boo is the stats man. Usually he's got this afternoon. Good afternoon, Tony.
Good afternoon, Good afternoon to
Looking forward to the game, mate. Yes, they're the keys.
I think Deloraine obviously missed that. As you were saying, Dave, the ground really should suit South Launceston because they do like to play the ball out a bit wide and then come up the middle.
Absolutely.
And we saw Mitchell Grimer, when you talk about it, we saw Mitchell Grimer do a job on Hannah Krushka out there at Deloraine, where I think Hannah Krushka had about 11.
It is. There's a grand final at stake too, Chris, which is always a big thing.
I think I just saw Chris carrying a bag of money. I think that's obviously to pay for the caning salary at St Kilda. Would that be right? You need more than a bag, I reckon. You need a truck. All right. All in readiness as the umpire throws the ball into the air and the rucks to battle. Just to see who can get that ascendant on here. Now from Deloraine. Our first quick kick forward, and that's going to be the first inside 50. Bouncing around. Deloraine play caught! Umpire says throw. So South Launceston straight away. First opportunity to shut off the goal. And this could set them up for just the start they need. It looks like Georgie Gillow going back. She's going to be around about 30 metres out on a slight angle, and she lets this one rip. Good South Launceston representation in the crowd today. Strikes it nicely. Just wide. That a raw. Dave, you might quickly share the scores from the earlier games because the Bulldogs were up and about in both divisions.
Yeah, that South crowd you talked about are very happy in the reserves. South Launceston 13-10-88 defeated Launceston 5-10-40, and in the 18s it was the Bulldogs 8-9-57 defeated Launceston 7-7-49.
I'll be pretty happy this side can make it 3 in a row through to the grand final. Deloraine looked to move it out. Dangerous kick. Bouncing around in open space. Looks like Weldon. Another inside 50.
Dangerous kick. Bouncing around in open space. Looks like Weldon. Another inside 50. Just through Schulzberger's hands. Keeps it in. Does she? No. Out on the full on that occasion. I thought that one might have skirted the boundary line. So it's all South in the early stages of this game. No breeze to speak of. I'm looking at that wind sock and it's not doing a real lot at the minute.
Karina Baxter from the back pocket, kicks wide over there for a teammate, it bounces out of bounds. Between the arcs, last kick means a free kick now to the Bulldogs. We should have mentioned Lucy Sulzberger, Rob. She's 49 goals for the year, inside 50 towards that player, over her head, tracks it back, handball sideways. It's a teammate under all sorts of pressure there in Liana Freestone, the skipper. And good tackling from Deloraine defence sees it out of bounds.
You made that great point, Dave, pre-game about the depth of their goal scoring, and that's obviously got to be something that worries Deloraine because there's so many avenues to goal.
Bounty thrown right in front of the general admission area at the AFL games, in front of the scoreboard. Ball spills to the back. Had a head down already. Still might be a high tackle going the way there of Deloraine. Chance here for Georgie Bowman. Defensive 50. Deloraine wearing the white shorts this afternoon. It's outside defensive 50. Player tackled to a standstill there, says Cameron. And another ball up. One behind South.
See what they can do here. Mitchell Grimer, a nice hand on it there. Deloraine looked to clear. Fumble. Luxor Fortune, no one sits for them. Belted out towards the wing. Bounce doesn't favour the Deloraine player as they would have hoped, though. Good pressure there from South. Holds it up. The warm conditions might be a factor too. It's obviously seasonally warm, I should say, compared to what we have had. So, big ground, warm day. The fitter side probably will prevail. Umpires found the free kick there for Deloraine on the wing, true wing position. They look to move it quickly. This is the target.
Smolenice sa vypína tajomne
Free kick there to South Launceston. Looks like can't quite catch the number. Missed the target. Deloraine player up before acceptances. All up. Bucks do battle. South this time. Skirts the boundary line. Nice mark taken there for South. Moves it on quickly. Inside 50. Heads to full forward. Can't take the mark. Deloraine got the numbers there, 2-on-1. They'll hold it up deep in that forward pocket. So again, as we've said, approaching the 4.5 minute mark, 1 behind to 0, but it's lived at the South Launceston end of the ground. Early stages, second semi-final. Big punch there from the South ruck. Lots of bodies around the footy. Can't quite clear the area. Try and make sure that players are back, and he's got a bit of space. Ground in fantastic shape, so there shouldn't be any issue with nice clean possession. Mitchell Grimer over her head. Deloraine player caught. South have just got that wall set up outside 50. Turnover. Deloraine. Feed it back. Good mark taken on that occasion there by Michaela Woods.
Woods, defensive side of the wing. Kicks towards the half-forward flank. All the players have been on that far side of the ground so far. Might get down to Chris soon to see what the breeze is doing. Emerges. Inside 50 now. Here's Cocker leading out. Good defence there. Ooh, Baxter goes down for Deloraine. Big bump. And it's going to be a ball up. Inside attacking 50. South 1 behind, lead Deloraine yet to score.
Tell you what, that would have shaken the bacon and eggs up.
Absolutely. So Deloraine defence holding firm. They clear it to the wing. Runners required, but that'll go out of bounds. Chris, I've got a feeling there might be, and I can see the windsock now, the breeze is blowing across the ground.
Yeah, what breeze there is. It's not much, but it is favouring that railway wing.
Thanks, Chris. As the kick comes in. Mark taken there, number 27 for Michaela Woods. She drives inside 50.
Woods. Deloraine got the numbers around it though. They seem to have a spare player back there that South are kicking to. That's a one-handed handball, but the umpire's already blown the whistle for a ball up. One-handed handballs don't work too well unless they were in the game on television last night. Did see a couple of those, Dave Moore.
Absolutely.
Bucks do battle. Mitchell Grimer, we've talked about how important she's going to be today for Deloraine. But it's camped at that South Launceston end of the ground, and lots of stoppages. Really like to see that ball come out and get some open football.
That's 7 inside 50s to South, nothing to Deloraine yet.
Thanks, Tony.
So, important statistic, but just they really haven't had some clean looks at it. Lots of bodies around the ball out there in that railway work as well. Another inside 50 here. Ball bounces. Sits, not quite. Great pressure there from the Deloraine defence. Crunched up. South Launceston player pushes the opponent out of the way. Umpire says that's mine. We're not counting stoppages, but I tell you what, I reckon Tony would be on his second pen if he was, that's for sure. Rucks do battle. South trying to get it away. Lots of bodies around the footy, Dave Moore.
Yeah, Jaslyn Freestone on that occasion. Tried to break clear. Now we've got a free kick. That's Liana Freestone, number 6. It's a nightmare today, Rob. All the players been on that side of the ground so far. Yeah, big ground like this.
Couldn't be any worse if they were sitting out at St Leonard's, I don't think.
Gee, that's a nice kick towards goal. It's got the journey. Off to the right slightly, 1 behind.
We should give them some instructions before the game. They've got to play the commentary box side. It's could not be any further away from us, Dave. Anyway, Deloraine looked to bring the ball in, and sure as eggs, they're coming out our side of the ground, which is absolutely terrific. Goes overhead, beats everyone. Weldon's there, sends it inside 50 again to a contest. Off hands. Deloraine defence well organised. Kicks it back from whence it came. Good mark taken on that occasion by Chilcott. Ball in the centre ground. This is Deloraine's probably their furthest foray forward, I should say. Misses the target. Goes over Barnett's head. South recover. Got numbers around it. Deloraine get it out. Again, lots of bodies around the footy. Quick kick forward there, Mitchell Grimer. Ball bobbling around outside 50. Deloraine player knocked off the footy. Takes it the back, says the umpire.
Had to be.
I think that was pretty obvious, that one. I don't think you could argue the toss with that, that's for sure. And that's going to be a free kick there to Rory Williams. Gives it off quickly. Goes through a teammate's hand in Whitehead. Tony talked about how important she is. Goes inside 50. South very well set up behind it. And on this occasion, Jaslyn Freestone has a bounce. Not a best kick though, but does find a teammate in Viney. Centre square, Hannah Viney. I don't know how many games Hannah Viney's played, but she's been there through a couple of premierships. That's for sure. Viney gives it off. Another South attack. Kicks out a teammate. Nice mark taken there by Georgia Gillow. Kick smothered. Deloraine now on the rebound. Toes it off the ground. Back towards the centre of the ground. South recover. Holding on to it. You're thinking that's holding the ball. Holding the ball, says the umpire. The Deloraine crowd through the effects mic there, Dave.
Yeah, it just fell over there. It sort of stumbled into the tackle. Getting up gingerly there. Free kick though. Mitchell Grimer up towards half forward. Barnett couldn't take the mark. Doing well there is Estia Chilcott. Inside 50 here, looking for Mayburn. She's got it. She snaps on goal and kicks the first goal of this final for Deloraine. It's about their first inside 50, Tony Webb. Just about, I'd say.
It was only their second one,
Only
actually.
second. And Ellie Mayburn, who was very impressive when we saw them play up at South the other week, to kick the first goal.
Yeah, what a fantastic reward for effort. I think, as we said, great kick inside 50 there. And Mayburn, 2 defenders to beat, Dave. Look at that for a bit of play. Just
good finish.
Terrific. Luck's a fortune, isn't it, in footy? I mean, as the ball's been camped in there, it'd be paying rent, I reckon, to that stadium's Tasmania. It's occupied that much territory. But Deloraine second inside 50, they get a goal. So you'd take that any day of the week.
You would, in South Launceston. We've got 9 inside 50s at the moment.
Wow. Okay. South look to take it away again from the centre. That's Gillow. Called her a few times already. Kicks to open space. Races on. Towed off the ground there by Breward. Another inside 50, making it 2 handfuls. Sulzberger gets it, sends it forward. Deloraine again, as they've been most of the day, well set up. Can they maintain that all day? That will be the question. Nice kick out there. Goes through the teammate's hands. South again. Another inside 50. Sends it in. Ball bouncing awkwardly. Going to be okay, though, on this occasion for Cess Cameron. Seen her at both ends of the ground. Tall player, highly skilled, and very important to Deloraine's aspirations today. High kick off the wing position there. South into attack again. Umpire's picked out a free kick, and that will be to South Launceston. I'm not sure. I think it might have been a player pushed off the contest there, and the ball was too far away.
Liana Freestone with it, right half forward. Kicks inside 50. And that's a mark. Sulzberger takes a good mark, judged it well. About 30 out, Rob. I reckon this will just be right on the limit, I reckon. Just kicking into that breeze which is blowing into her face.
Yeah, it'll certainly make it a little harder.
49 goals for the year. Can she raise the bat here today at UTAS Stadium for the 50th? Across the face. That's another good defensive intercept mark there. Number 21 for Deloraine, that's Cess Cameron. Yeah, she's moved back, Rob. I think you picked that well. Just to strengthen up that back line. Cameron kicks it outside defensive 50. Front position there was Baxter. Spills over the back. Out it comes. Little fumble there from Caitlin Lyons. She runs in after it. There's Breward. Viney inside 50. Mark taken for the Bulldogs. And it's the number 5 there, Imogen Richards. 15 goals this year. Well within range. 45-degree angle. About 20 out. Waste no time. Imogen Richards. Has she kicked the first goal for South? She has. And they retake the lead here at UTAS Stadium. 1 goal, 2-8 South Launceston. Deloraine 1 goal straight 6, Rob.
Yeah, look, and that was unlucky. We talked about how Deloraine had been set up really well in defence, and I was watching when that ball came in where Cess Cameron was. The deflection and then the quick inside ball meant she was out of position, and as we've said, she's so important to them. Cess Cameron, really tall athletic player, but take nothing away. South reward for effort after how many inside 50s we got, Tony?
We've now got 13 inside 50s to 2 and 3 intercept marks by and Cameron's got 2 of them.
Yeah, so
Yep.
Stats telling the story of South's dominance, at least on the field, but not necessarily on the scoreboard.
Umpires today, Rod Lyndon Stubbs and Justin Crack.
We did see them warming up before the game. 2 old stages, they won't mind me saying that. Free kick here on this occasion to Deloraine. And I think that's Holly Beaumont. Beaumont comes out wide. Brough. What can they build? The Kangaroos. Brough towards the 50. Over a teammate's head. She was looking for Chilcott. Why wouldn't you? Terrific player, Estia Chilcott. Brough underneath the pack now. Showing what a good two-way runner she is. Pushed off. The umpire will find a free kick here. Absolutely. Obviously, he's been watching the game last night. We've got a blood rule as well. And that looks like a Liana Freestone coming from the field. So silly on that occasion. I was going to bring that one back, as you would.
Just checking number 1 for Deloraine. Rob, is she on your list?
She's not on my list.
Yeah, I've got Chris on the case down there.
Good stuff. Always a commentator's nightmare when they do this.
Yes, absolutely. We'll check to be a name in a moment.
All sent inside 50. Lots of Bulldogs players there. Drop what they should have taken. That was ever reliable Georgia Gillow. Pumps it back out looking for Hannah Viney. Viney tackled. Got rid of it. Umpire says play on. Thought there was a late whistle, but no. Bulldogs work it out. Good system. Nicely done, Milne. Rani Milne kicks to open space. Got Jade Barringer out there. Barringer caught. Will they be holding the ball? Yes! Hear the excitement from the Deloraine bench down there in front of us. They're all up and about. Great pressure. The Kangaroos. Pumps it inside 50. Lots of Bulldogs around it though. They're well set up. Deloraine have got to be a bit more structured, I think, with their inside 50 entries if they're going to get some success with that. Back through the square. Goes over Whitehead's head. Taken on that occasion there by Sulzberger. She's a long way from home. Lux of Fortune. Bounce favours Deloraine. Back to Whitehead. Clever little kick. Got a teammate on the wing. She looks to play on. Pumps it back into the square. And she's found Karina Baxter.
Baxter switches it towards Stevenson. Gets to her now. Kicks it off the ground. Inside 50. Chance here for the Kangaroos. Good defence though there by South Launceston with Grace Gillow. Still loose footy. 35 out from the Deloraine goal. And Chris informs me it's Carly Evans, who was 29, who's number 1. So we'll make that correction. So from the ball up, cleared away there by Rani Milne to the far side. Kangaroos back in attack though. Front position there. Chloe Perry takes the mark. Gets back quickly. The mark is set at 25 out, about 15 in from the boundary. 12 goals this year, Chloe Perry. Left footer. Falls a little bit short. And they get back in defence there. Good mark taken there by Jaslyn Freestone. Freestone released for the Bulldogs.
Nice kick too from Freestone. Just going to almost make the 50, but good mark taken there on that occasion by Alex Whitehead, who's had an absolute mountain of it already. Whitehead, clever measured kick. That's beautifully done. And that's a really nice work piece of forward play there from Karina Baxter. She ran into a bit of open space and Whitehead put the ball where only Baxter could get it. So she's got a shot on goal from around about 40 metres when she lets this one go. Almost straight in front. Close to the player on the mark, runs around her. Looking for a bit of extra distance. Going to find it! And find it she does! All clear, says the umpire. The Kangaroos move on to 2 goals straight, 12. South Launceston 1-2-8. Dave Moore, well worked piece of play, the Kangaroos.
Yeah, just repeat entries there. After a slow start, Deloraine starting to get some forward line movement, Tony.
They are. They've now got 9 inside 50s. They've also had 3 marks inside 50 compared to South, 2 out of their 13 entries. So it's a bit more open at that end, I think. And
Karina Baxter's one of those swing players. When I know she's played back before this year and she's been moved forward. And Sess Cameron's the same sort of thing. So they've got versatility in their team there, the Kangaroos. There's no doubt about that. They lead 12-8. And that's quarter time.
Yeah, so we'll quickly, Dave Moore, I'm going to ask you to give us the goal scorers and a quick cross over to Tony for some statistics.
Yeah, so the goal kickers, Karina Baxter, kicked that last goal of the quarter, and Hallie Mayburn. one each for Deloraine, and Imogen Richards is the goal kicker there for South Launceston. It's 2 straight 12 Deloraine to South 1-2-8. Tony, what do you got for us?
Hit out, South Launceston 5 to Deloraine 3. Clearances 2 to South, 3 to Deloraine. Inside 50s 13 to South Launceston, 9 to Deloraine. Marks inside 50, 2 to South and 3 to Deloraine. And frees 4 for South Launceston, 7 for Deloraine.
Thank you very much, Tony. Chris Sayer will be out there having a bit of a listen to the quarter-time huddles. Rob, just quickly, a pretty even sort of quarter, but Deloraine are the underdogs, and they'll be happy at quarter-time.
Yeah, they certainly would, Dave. And you, as you say, we didn't mention this before the game. South Launceston finished the regular season on top of the ladder, 114, lost 2.
Yes.
Deloraine second, 111, lost 4, drawn 1. So it's there's a bit of a gap between the top two, but Deloraine would be delighted, particularly with that discrepancy early on with the inside 50s, to be able to score against that run of play is terrific.
We'll take a break here on the AFL Tas YouTube live stream. When we come back, we'll have Chris's report from the boundary, and we'll set the scene for the second quarter. Back in a moment.
Close to the player on the mark, runs around her, looking for a bit of extra distance, going to find it, and find it she does! Oh! Welcome back to UTAS Stadium. Rob Sauer, Dave Moore, Tony Webb upstairs calling this one, and it's very even start. Deloraine. Tony Webb said off air and made a great observation, a game of two halves, all South Launceston early, except on the scoreboard. But Deloraine bouncing back in terms of possession inside 50s in that second half. So 2 goals straight, 12 at quarter time to 1-8 South Launceston. Dave, we're going to hear from
Chris Sayer. Yes, he's been down at the Deloraine huddle. Chris.
Yes, Brad Poe was very happy with that quarter, of course. Started well, was sticking to a game plan, and the game plan seems to be to go wide, put pressure on their mids, and that certainly worked in that quarter as the scoreboard shows. So he was very happy, and he just wants to see them continue that pressure in that second quarter.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Certainly worked from that second half, didn't it?
Absolutely.
All in readiness for this second quarter. Important quarter. Away we go. South will be trying to see what they can do in terms of wrest that dominance back from the country Kangaroos. All going forward there. Deloraine sitting in open space. Baxter kicked a good goal there just before quarter time. South have got the numbers though. Feed it back their side of halfway. Beautiful. Oh, gosh, beautiful. Mark gets paid. Says Cameron again. Gee whiz, hasn't she been good so far? Cameron kicks to no one though. All South Launceston there, Dave Moore.
Yep. So that's number 6 there, Liana Freestone. Release from half-back. And Cess Cameron, another intercept mark, Tony.
That's 4 for her.
Yep. Just the old Rock of Gibraltar back there at half-back at the moment. Kicks to the wing. Finds a teammate there, and that's Stevenson. Lauren Stevenson on the left foot. Kicks wide with that breeze, making it fade away towards the boundary. Over the back there, Rory Williams. Handball back. Inside 50 entry here for the Kangaroos. But it is all the Bulldogs back there, and Viney takes the mark. She switches it to the fat side of the ground there. Grace Weldon takes off. Kicks up the wing. Mayburn front position. Can't quite take the grab. At the back there was Bruard. She gets tackled. And the umpire will ball it up. So one of the few times the ball's been on the near side, or the western side of UTAS Stadium. As we said earlier, breeze blowing across the ground this afternoon. Ball spits out there towards, that's Carly Evans with the number 1. We're established. Bruard for the Bulldogs. Quick kick. Bouncing out here towards Georgie Bowman. Does well. Breaks a tackle or two. Chaos ball towards half forward. Off the ground there from Baxter. Didn't really get any advantage. We'll get a stoppage here inside the centre square. But still the Kangaroos by 4 points.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to see Deloraine do when they move that ball out of the back line, particularly Cameron, not kick it straight back to where they've intercepted it from. I'd love to see them change the angle. But anyway, I'll put my coaching board away. Evans pumps it forward, back towards the centre circles. South have got the numbers. Just kick to open space, foot race. Gillow leading the race, picks it up for South, goes back inboard, finds a teammate, back in the centre circles. Good tackle! That was a great tackle from Taylor Smith. Ball spills, Deloraine away. Cameron again, millionth possession for the game so far, says Cameron. Goes high and long. South have got the numbers though, clean it up. Looks like Stewart. Goes out to open space. Bodies around the footy. Umpire will say that's mine, I'd suggest Justin Crack. So we're just approaching 3 minutes. No addition to the quarter time score. Deloraine 2 goals straight, 12. South Launceston 1-8. Deloraine come away with it. Another inside 50 for them. Again, just banging it in there, not sort of direct. South are so well set up. They've got to be a little bit more strategic, I think, Dave Moore, the Kangaroos.
Yeah, they are, and good numbers back in defence now for the Bulldogs. They were caught out with some quick entries in the last quarter, but they're not getting caught out this quarter. They've got numbers back in defence. And out of defence it comes in the Sulzberger direction. Clears her ahead. Players meet the ball head on. Mitchell Grimer, Whitehead, I beg your pardon. Touches the ball to the ground on the left foot. Kicks up in the Baxter direction. He comes out and takes a strong mark. He's really been falling down this quarter. This kick inside 50. Mayburn's there. She can't quite take the mark. Over the back. Bulldogs have got it covered. Liana Freestone. Kicks straight away. Here towards Bruard. Takes the footy. Pursued. Just arches the back and moves sideways and gets a little bit of room. Kick there was looking for Imogen Richards, the goal kicker for South. Good work there by Bro for Deloraine. Still a contested footy. Here's Evans. She shovels it forward. Mitchell Grimer can't get a teammate with a handball. Here they go now, the Bulldogs.
Inside 50 opportunity there. Been rare for the Dogs in recent times. Towed off the ground. Deloraine got the numbers. Cameron, safe as houses. Stands up in the tackle. Gets rid of it. Good pressure from the Dogs. Cameron back to Cameron. Kicks back down the line. Deloraine got the numbers. Could get it. Ball held up there just in front of us. Spills out. Evans involved. South clean it up. Brouard involved. Pushed off it. Nice work there from Mitchell Grimer. Goes back inboard. Evans involved again. South settle. Come away. Good tackle. Snuck up on a like a librarian. Inside 50. The Dogs opportunity. Give it off by hand. Players in the square. Got to find them. Deloraine cut it off. Oh, excitement aplenty here. Deloraine holding up beautifully there in defence, and they clear it out back towards the wing position. Mark taken, dropped on that occasion. That was Perry, was it? Just in front of us here at the moment. Deloraine steady and put it out on the full under. No pressure, Dave Moore.
Oh, a bit of a frenetic passage of play there, but Deloraine held strong. Here's Keely Morrison with the footy. On the wing. Kicks high. Oh, that's a lovely mark. Taken there by Liana Freestone. Kicks inside 50, players lead out. Lovely kick, lovely delivery. Safe as house, chest mark, Imogen Richards. Too far out to score. Centering footy to the hot spot. Almost a contested grab there for Sulzberger. Falls to the front. Gee, that's a great tackle by Taylor Smith. Brought her opponent down, holding the ball. And they've tackled well today, Deloraine. They're 4-point leaders in this game. No score as yet in this second quarter. To the wing. Looking there for Phoebe Barnett. She couldn't take the mark. Spits out to Keely Morrison. Her kick towards the boundary line will be close. Stays in play. Handball over the top there from Georgia Gillow. That's a snap towards goal by Imogen Richards. Gee, it nearly went through. Saved in the last line there by Lehman. And she'll clear for the Kangaroos.
Lehman to open space. Sits nicely for Barnett. She's got acres in front of her. She'd be used to that out of Deloraine. No, not on this occasion though. Picked up by Stewart. Good pressure from Deloraine. Ball spills out. Goes again, does Barnett. Towing it forward. Making ground. Rolling more the players around it there though on this occasion.
Got any stats for us, Tone?
Yeah, there's 4 inside 50s each. Only one mark inside 50. 2 intercept marks to Steph Cameron, who's got 4 at the 5, I believe.
Just wondering where she is. I lost her there for a moment. I was having a little bit of a look as to where she was. I'm not sure if she's off having a spell. Keep an eye on that one. I just noticed she wasn't. She's in the ruck now. That's where she is. I found her. Cameron taps it down. I'll come back to that ruck contest in a second. Ball bouncing around in the centre square. Cleared up on this occasion by Sulzberger. They're out here. Gillow got an acre in front of her. Big long kick inside 50. Opportunity here. No, doesn't quite sit for the Dogs. And the last line of defence, Lehman again. She's saved 2 goals, has Kiana Lehman. Dogs are still in attack though. Got an opportunity. Lehman sits off the contest, gets it back, goes inside. Runs a circle, sticks it on the left boot, bangs it outside 50. Oh, luck was with them on that occasion. South set up well behind the ball. Freestone sends it inside 50 again. Mitchell Grimer drops what she should have taken, comes out quickly. Dogs, opportunity. They've got the numbers. All they've got to do is pick it up. Can't pick it up. Good pressure. Deloraine well set. Whitehead belts it out. Open space right in front of our commentary position. Races on. Mayburn pushes her opponent off the footy. Good smother. Doesn't quite sit for Viney. Makes the most of it though. Bumped off it. Gets a kick. He kicks it straight to Whitehead. What a great passage of play.
Gee, the Deloraine back line are working overtime back there. Kiana Lehman, Alex Whitehead in particular. And Whitehead has at the moment. It's right on the boundary line. Awkward kick. And it bounces out. It'll be a free kick here to the Bulldogs, who'll get another entry into their attacking 50. Ball's in the hands of Hannah Viney. Gets it inside 50. Over the back, Whitehead lays a tackle on Gillow. Coming in there is Mitchell Grimer to break things open. Whitehead again. Does well. And that's a good mark under pressure there from Hayley Mayburn. They kicked the first goal of the game for Deloraine. Mayburn takes advantage of the stand rule. Kicks up the wing. Off the hands there of Sarah Walk. Falls to the back. Bulldogs have got the answers at half-back at the moment. Taking the mark is Hayley Breward. She plays on, inside 50. They fly, off hands. There's Lehman again. Outside defensive 50. Works her way up towards Baxter. Gets a bad bounce. They'll work it out here again through Jaslyn Freestone.
Freestone throws it on the boot, another inside 50. We'll hear from Tony in a minute with those, and we've got a break. Deloraine well set up. Player flew, landed awkwardly. Hope she's okay. Mitchell Grimer on the ball. Belts it.
10 inside 50s for South.
10.
Yeah, this quarter.
Wow. Okay, mark taken there on this occasion. Barnett, she's been busy. Goes short. Misses the player on the lead. And the bounce does her. Ball comes back. That was Williams, Rory Williams underneath that. Good pressure from the South Launceston defence. They're holding up firm at the moment, as Dave Moore said. No addition to the score this quarter. 1-8 South Launceston. Deloraine 2 goals straight, 12. 18-minute quarters, so we're well over halfway, Dave Moore.
We'll get to Chris in a moment, just to see what's happening at boundary level. In fact, we'll get to you now. Chris, anything to report down there?
No, at that quarter-time break, South captain Freestone, number 6, she had a bit of a sore neck, a bit of a knock to her head. I think it was accidental, but she was a bit in discomfort. But she's playing in this quarter, so I don't think it's that bad.
Thank you, Chris. As we're back underway, kick from half-back for the Bulldogs towards the wing. Bouncing footy. Doing well there was Baxter. Whitehead just laid back on the kick there. The fat side of the ball, and it sails out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, with the 10 inside 50s, there's been 3 intercept marks. The rest of them have sort of been just 2 packs, so the ball's just come to ground. There's usually been a ball up or someone's just got it out.
That's right, yeah. We talked about their Rob, they're holding firm. Kiana Lehman there. She saved a couple of goals, I reckon. We've got a player down injured in back play. So can't quite get an idea of a number. She's getting up now. It's the number 30 there, Shelby Stewart, for the Bulldogs. She's going to be assisted from the ground. Some sort of leg injury. That right leg is quite limp, Rob.
Yeah, you don't like seeing that, so hopefully all okay, but you can see she can't put any weight through it at the moment.
Get Chris onto that as when she gets diagnosed. It doesn't look great at the moment.
She was on the ground for a fair bit too before she got up, or got helped up, should I say.
You always worry when you don't see the magic spray come out. You know that it's something serious, so hope she's okay. Dr. Chris will be onto that for us shortly. Nice strong mark taken there. Liana Freestone stamping her authority on the game. Moves it on quickly. Deloraine well set up. Cameron chopped out. Sits on this occasion for Taylor. Handball smothered. Good pressure from South. Good numbers around the footy. Trying to feed it out. Deloraine hold firm though. Mitchell Grimer. Nicely done. Opportunity again. Deloraine going forward. They keep breaking down across half back. This time no exception. South very well set up back there. Kicks to open space. That's Stevenson. Stevenson swings onto the left. Almost kicks to a Bulldogs player. Ball bounces well though. Evans runs, kicks. Which way will the ball bounce? Neither way. It's kicked out on the full, I think. From South Launceston. Looks like the South player kicked that out.
I didn't think that had gone on the full, but there you go.
Yeah, goal umpire.
He's called it.
Yes, he called it. He was much closer than the boundary umpire.
Good discussion going on there.
Yeah, the goal umpire's pointing to his foot. So that was out of bounds on the full. So good goal umpiring there.
And good calling from me here about 800 metres away. I tell you, no, my eyes aren't what they used to be. But I did think she kicked that one out. I won't pat myself on the back too much. All right, runs around. Shot on goal. Across the face. South beautifully set up. And it's almost like it was a pass. So it's taken on that last line of defence by the South Launceston defenders. dangerous kick. Oh, she plays on. That was Bowman's. Wouldn't mind a time again. Georgie Bowman, I should say. Call her Bowman. Bowman. Andrew Bowman's daughter.
Yeah, I suppose the only advantage of playing on, Rob, was she did get an extra 5 metres closer to goal. That's the only thing I was thinking there. But, yeah, maybe she should have gone back and she would have had the journey. She would have set back for a shot on goal. Anyway, it's the first score of the quarter, 2-1-13 Deloraine. Launceston 1-2-8. Over the back, Whitehead takes it. Tackled by Liana Freestone. Umpire says, I'll ball it up.
Good Bracknell family, the Bowmans, Dave.
Yes.
A lot of them out there, and the former player's daughter playing here for Deloraine.
From the ruck contest, over the back, it's Evans. Picks it up at the second attempt. Slung to the ground. Yeah, Ron Price says sling tackle, I think. Anyway, Evans, lively, inside 50, leading out there. That's Phoebe Barnett in the long sleeves. Centering footy, Bowman again. Takes the mark. About the same distance out, Rob, as she took the mark before. This time she's going back from a shot.
She's looking to give it off there. I did see that. It says Cameron running past her.
Might be on the range. Let's see. Sets it up. It's going to fall short. Almost a mark in defence there for the Bulldogs by Grace Gillow. She sees the ball out of bounds.
Might be why she played on before. Maybe just on her range.
Yes, I think so. So a boundary throw in, just the 5 metres round from the right behind post. Beautiful day here in northern Tasmania. Might not be quite so good tomorrow. So the two big finals up at Youngtown. In the women's, it'll be Scottsdale and Launceston in the elimination final. And in the men's, it's South Launceston and Longford. From the boundary throw in, Barnett caught by the jumper. In fact, the jumper's ripped off. So it's cleared out by South Launceston. Bouncing ball with Sulzberger well up the ground. The handball tries to find a target there in Caitlin Lyons. Bulldogs will work it out to halfback.
Ball stays inside 50. Bulldogs there got numbers there. They're pretty well set up. Viney belts it forward. Chopped off by Whitehead though for the Kangaroos. She's had a good game so far, has Whitehead. Got a lead out wide. Cameron. She's pushed forward, says Cameron. And doing some good work in that back line as Tony Webb shared with us. Lots of intercept marks. Sends it inside 50. Flat looking sort of a kick. Hard to mark when they're like that. Deloraine. Mitchell Grimer. Belts it in. Opportunity. Oh, drops what she should have taken. Does Baxter. Butters up. Ball bounces through for one behind. So Deloraine add to their tally. 2-2-14. South Launceston 1-2-8.
Inside 50s are levelling up. It's 8 Deloraine, 10 to South Launceston.
Seen all day there's been patches of teams dominating that statistic. As the ball comes out from fullback, just that little blind spot with us behind
It's
the
out. It's out.
Thank you, Tony. You're the one who can see it there.
Throw in coming up.
So just in front of those the ex-North Launceston club rooms down below, which are still intact, but they're going to be dismantled quite soon. Got new facilities on this side of the ground on level 2. It's good to see they're up and running today. Over the back, chance here for Ashley Corbett. Can't quite pick it up. They dive in. We're close to half-time. No goals this quarter. It's the 2 behinds to Deloraine. And they hold that 1-goal lead. It's going to be a low-scoring game. To that in a moment. This ball flicks out there for Deloraine by Smith. The danger position. Morrison's caught with it. She releases it. Yeah, Rob, we've seen in some of these games between those 4 better sides, some of the games can be low-scoring when they're quite even because both defences are pretty tight.
Yeah, and you made the call, Dave. Beautiful call that the game's played between the half-back lines, and that's a classic example of what you're saying.
Oh, good trap.
Now, I've told the listeners a fib before. I said it was flat 18 minutes, but we've gone through 18 minutes. Was it 20, was it? I thought it was 18.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
Anyway, unless someone's forgotten to ring the siren, but we'll see. Mark taken there by South Launceston, trying to work it out. Not their best kick. SDA Chilcott's on the case. It's okay, though. South Launceston supporters, if you're listening. Off hands and out of bounds. Whitehead. Timely punch there, preventing her South Launceston opponent in Gillow taking the mark. There we go. I don't know how they justified that one unless it was for a stoppage or something.
I reckon in finals they might be adding on time for those injury stoppages.
Could have been, Dave.
So
Yeah.
I think that's what happened there.
That's all right. I wasn't having a seniors moment. So, Dave, if you can quickly go through the goal kickers for us, even though we had no new ones that quarter.
No, so it's still Karina Baxter and Hallie Mayburn, the goal kickers for Deloraine, and Imogen Richards, the goal kicker there for South Launceston. Tony, you ready yet?
Yep, go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Hit out, South Launceston 1 to Deloraine 6 for that quarter. Clearances 1 South, 3 to Deloraine. Inside 50s was very close, 10 each. Marks inside 50, 1 for South Launceston and 3 for Deloraine. And intercept marks, 3 for South Launceston, 4 for Deloraine, 3 of which went to Seth Cameron.
Tony, thanks, Tony. And Chris has got something for us on the ground.
Yeah, Shelby Stewart. It's her left knee. It's not serious, and I think she's up walking around.
There she is.
She even had a smile on her face talking to the trainer. There's no ice and there's no tape yet, so I think it's a good sign.
Thank you, Chris. And we'll hear from you at the back end of half-time.
Okay.
And Rob, look, I think Deloraine, I mentioned before, they're the underdogs here. They finished second on the ladder. They've been beaten by South the last couple of times they've met quite convincingly. They lead by a goal.
Yeah, they do. And I guess putting my coach's hat on here at the moment, their coach, Brad Powell, would be absolutely delighted with that. South Launceston, I'd be thinking if I was the South Launceston coach, probably a little frustrated that I haven't capitalised on those patches of dominance that they've had. As you quite rightly and Tony said, it does fluctuate, but you've got to capitalise when you've got the opportunity, Dave.
Tony, I see you're doing your cumulative totals. What were the inside 50s for the half?
For the half, it's 23 to South Launceston and 19 to Deloraine.
Okay, fairly even.
Yeah, and again, that quarter was a bit like the first one where one team had the ascendancy for the start, and then there was a bit of a flat pat, and the other team came back. But again, no goals.
Well, it's half-time here at UTAS Stadium. It's Deloraine 2-2-14, South Launceston 1-2-8. Fascinating contest. We'll take a short break, back at the back end of half-time for more action here in this NTFA Women's Semi-Final.
Welcome back to UTAS Stadium. Rob Sowd, Dave Moore, Tony Webb up here in the box. Chris Sayer down at ground level. If you've just joined us, welcome. It's a fantastic spring day here in Launceston, and as we sit at half-time, somewhat of an upset, I'd say, just at the moment. Deloraine 2-2-14 against the ladder-leading first-place finishing South Launceston 1-2-8. And as we've said in the call so far, Dave, it's been a game of parts where there have been parts of the game where statistically one side's got on top and then the other side's fought their way back into it. Yeah,
and it's only 3 goals kicked for the game, so you don't think that... I think 5 goals might be a winning score here this afternoon. I think Chris Sayer's been down to the South Launceston rooms at half-time. What do you got for us, Chris?
Yes, South coach Brett Gillow was quite affirm that his side, this side, has not been challenged like this since much earlier this season. So I seemed a bit rattled, and of course then they weren't expecting an easy game by any means, but I think they're a little bit shell-shocked as to the state of the game at half-time. But they did sense that Deloraine were tiring towards the end of that second quarter. He wants to hear more talk and more run in the game from his side. Shelby Stewart has ice on her knee, so she is out of the game.
Yep.
And they're wearing black armbands because Grace Weldon, one of her grandparents, passed away during the week as well.
Thank you very much, Chris, for that report at half-time. Yeah, so Chris mentioned there about the fitness of both teams. It's a big ground, it's a warm day. That's going to come into play, isn't it, in that last quarter?
Yeah, it is. And again, without harping on the point, I don't think people realise how big this ground is. It's more a circle than an oval, bigger than the MCG dimensions-wise. So, warm day, Dave, that pre-season or lack thereof will be the thing that tells the tale.
Absolutely. Umpires today, Lyndon Stubbs and Justin Crack have done a great job to half-time. Don't forget, coming up, we've got the men's semi-final, Launceston and North Launceston, on the AFL Tas YouTube and on City Park Radio. Over to you, Rob.
Rucks do battle. Important. They always say the third term is the premiership term. Viney, first clearance for South Launceston. Heads it forward. Deloraine have defended really, really well, so are they up to it? Can they stand up to this relentless South Launceston attack? And as Dave Moore said, during the first quarter, a lot of goal scorers in there, but haven't seen too many of them as yet today. Ball goes back inboard. South trying to set something up. Look like Breward legged. Ball bounces inside 50. Sits well for the Deloraine defence. Has to get rid of it quickly. Good pressure. Whitehead back there. Belts it out on that trusty left boot. Boundary line might win out. It's a real Jonathan Thurston special. That one finds the touch line. And it'll be a relieving out-of-bounds free kick to South Launceston. Move it quickly. Got a player on the lead there. And that's a nice mark taken there by Lucy Sulzberger. Sulzberger sends it goalwards. Contest. Whitehead had her name all over that one.
Been terrific, Rob.
She has. And if they get over the line today, Dave, I'm sure her antics will be a big part of that.
Whitehead kicks wide. Into a bit of space. Going back in again, though. There's repeat entries. Here's Breward. Can't quite pick it up. Might have been tackled without it. Well, Deloraine player there. That was Taylor. Gives it straight up to his South Launceston opponent. To the teeth of goal. There's Whitehead again, repelling another attack. This time she finds connection. And that's Baxter that's taken the mark there at half-back. Goes wider. Deloraine out of their defensive 50, well and truly now for the first time in this quarter. Centre wing. Liana Freestone tackled. Umpire says holding the ball. And Mitchell Grime has got it. Now that open forward line. Barnett's lurking here. Goes over her head. Runners wanted. Deloraine have got the numbers if they can pick it up. Loose footy still. Oh, player there tackled.
She's gone.
That's Jade Barringer. Caught holding the ball. She just went back into the play, Rob. And there were Deloraine players there waiting to lay the tackle. And Carly Evans is the beneficiary of this free kick. So Carly Evans, being a lively player, probably too far out to score. Has a leading player which he ignores. Gets some more distance. Ball fades away. 2-3-15. Deloraine, South Launceston 1-2-8. Chris, you got another observation down there.
Yeah, another factor in this game is the heat of the day. Earlier I said Liana Freestone was applying ice to her neck. That was purely to cool down. A lot of the players are really feeling the heat.
Yeah, it's a warm one, all right. And I'm really impressed with that Carly Evans, Dave. I really like the pace she brings. She actually runs that quickly. She ran out of the number 28 into the number 1 before the game. She is a real scorcher, and that's exactly what they need, Deloraine, and she's in the play at the moment. Ball spills. South Launceston desperate. Great tackle. Deloraine have ramped the pressure up. It's through the roof, and that looks like Hallie Mayburn.
Mayburn, yes.
She's kicked a good goal early, and she is going to be shooting from around about 40, 45. Not sure if she's got the trip, but doing everything she can to get the Roos on the board. Strikes it nicely. It's going to land in a square. Ball bobbling round. All South behind the ball. They keep it in, not sure why. Dangerous. Mitchell Grimer gives it off. Lux of Fortune. Plucked out of there by Corbett. Kicks it to a dangerous part of the ground. Deloraine outnumbered, trying to pick it up. Looked like Stevenson. Comes out. And Liana Freestone tackled. Went to play on. Breward gives it off. It's going to be okay. Oh, dangerous play. Fumbled. Whitehead gathers her feet. Sticks it onto that trusty left boot. Sends it along. But well set up behind the footy. Caitlin Lyons on that occasion, Dave.
Lyons taking intercept mark. Kicks it outside defensive 50 over the head of Liana Freestone. Mitchell Grimer pumps it back in. Barnett, she's got it. Oh, the fumble was costly. She could have got a shot on goal. She still might. On the right foot. Will it go the required distance? It falls a bit short. Umpire pays the mark. There might be Corbett back there. Kicks wide. Finds a teammate in the back pocket and Keely Morrison.
You get the feeling that Deloraine have got to get some reward for effort, Dave, for their inside 50s.
And they might here. Oh, that's a daring kick from Morrison. And a lovely mark taken there by Ashley Corbett, the vice-captain. She plays on. Up the wing. Up here towards Jaslyn Freestone. She got a bad bounce. Here's Bowman. Full 360. Torpedo-type kick towards attacking 50. Falls short. There's Corbett again, who clears the area for South Launceston.
Ball into open space on the wing. Gathered nicely there on that occasion by Deloraine. Lots of bodies around the footy through the hands. Got to be clean, though. They're dominating South at the moment, but Deloraine just can't get that score on the board. South holding firm, Dave.
We talked about that next goal being important in this game, in a low-scoring game. The difference between a 13-point lead for Deloraine or pretty much an even-Steven situation, depending on who gets that next goal.
Absolutely, and when you throw that into that early dominance from Deloraine, it's even more crucial. We've got a heck of a game here in front of us. Battle of the defences at the moment. Deloraine, it's like a rolling maul. The All Blacks would be proud of that. Comes away this time. Lyons for South. Pumps it out. Whitehead again. Leather poisoning, I'd suggest, from the star Whitehead. She's had an absolute mountain of it, has Alex, but she's found a opposition player. Back through hands. Mitchell Grimer drops. Another inside 50 here for the Roos. Open space. Barnett leads the race. Under pressure. Overruns it. Oh, Dogs player picks it up. Picks it out a Kangaroos player. Just trying to get the ball out. Williams under pressure. Great work there. Viney through the legs of the Deloraine player. Great pressure again. Really amped up here, the pressure rating. Another inside 50 there, but South defence holds firm. Pumped out by Freestone. Goes over the head there of Lehman. She had a very good patch in that second term. Set up well there, the Roos, to open space. Stevenson leads the race.
Stevenson with a mile of space over on the far side. Kick straight away though. Tries to get a teammate. Pushing the back there against Keely Morrison. Will go the Kangaroos' way.
Deloraine have had the last 6 inside 50s.
Thanks, Tony. As Beaumont kicks it forward, looking for Stevenson, but coming out is Hayley Breward. She takes a bounce or two on that far railway wing. Gets a good block there from a teammate. Does run a long way. Kicks to half forward. Their first attacking move for a while, South Launceston. That's a good tackle laid there on Georgia Gillow, holding the ball. The free kick to Deloraine.
If they win this, that tackle pressure will be the thing, I reckon. They've been terrific.
Renee Bro up the wing. Mark taken, Breward. So Haley Breward. Yes, Tony?
Deloraine half-time leading the tackle count 8-4, and they've had 5 this quarter to none.
Thank you, Tony. Off hands. Sulzberger tries to get it to Richards. Tackle laid. Followers of women's footy in northern Tasmania, Bridge North have defeated Old Launcestonians 53-6 earlier today. So it's a Bridge North Old Scotch Grand Final in Division 1 women's.
Yeah, heck of a game that. Heck of a game here too. Liana Freestone pumps it inside 50. Deloraine player drops what they should have taken. That was Bruff. Umpire says that's mine. Lux of fortune there. I thought that was going to come out and spill for one of their rare inside 50s this quarter for South. Ball up just outside the goal square. Player on the burst there coming through. Looked like Freestone. Underneath it, umpire says that's mine.
What are the inside 50s this quarter, Tony?
7 for Deloraine, 5 for South, but 3 of those were really early.
Umpire balls it up. It's about 10 metres out from the goal. Taken out of the air. On that occasion looked like Cocker. Deloraine looked to clear it. That's going to go for Lux of Fortune there too. Gee, I thought she'd pick the South Launceston player out. Breward, all she's got to do is pick it up. Fumble, good tackle pressure. Umpire says holding the ball again to Deloraine. They are on fire, the Kangaroos. Big week of tackling and training, I'm sure there. It's been a focus today for them, that's for sure. Open space. Player taps it along in front of him. I think that's Barnett. Boundary line might win out. Barnett, though, probably made another 15 metres there from her endeavours. And they're the moments it comes down to, Dave, aren't they?
Another clearance deep in defence there from Lehman. I think it's the third one today from that almost on the goal line. A pretty vital interception there. Boundary throw in. Bright sunshine on the far side. Ball released by Smith, who might have got a high contact there for Deloraine. That's Taylor Smith. He's going to take the free kick. Been playing 10 minutes. So Taylor Smith, awkward kicking action. Gets some distance towards the boundary line. At the front, Baxter. Doesn't pick up the ball. Now gets taken away. Little fumble though. Liana Freestone to butter up. Handball's good there from Samantha Davies. Attacking side of the wing now for the Bulldogs. Trying to shrug a tackle there was Taylor. She might have got high contact. And Janiah Taylor will take the free kick.
I think the thing that...
And we've got 50, Rob.
Wow.
I think some words were said, were they?
It certainly looked like it because the Deloraine players were clapping the South play in the background.
Might have been Viney there. Yes, Rob.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the thing that I think is costing South at the moment is just their forward entries. It's just really dirty. It's not, a nice open forward line for them to run into. Whitehead loads up, just outside 50, sends it. A lot of dogs back there. Deloraine battling away. Player tackled, perhaps without it. Umpire says no, play on. Bulldogs working well together. But again, they've picked out Hannah Mitchell-Grimer on the clearance. Mitchell-Grimer's going to send this with interest inside 50. Long kick. Beautiful mark. Almost taken there. I thought she'd grabbed that. Had Freestone, the skipper, trying to put the Bulldogs on her back and carry them forward. Picked up there by Breward. She's been good today. Goes wide. They're out, the Dogs. Probably need to move it quickly, I'd reckon. No. I'd be screaming at her if I was on that side. Move it on. Everyone's got back there now and filled the space. Viney, she's out there, knows what she's doing. Very experienced player. Deloraine got the numbers at the back. Got to hit a target though. Can't fumble it. Pressure's great from South. Scrubby old kick. Chopped off by Viney. Throws it on the boot again. Goes long back towards the middle and says Cameron. She's popped up and taken a nice intercept mark. Cameron sends it back to where it came. Change the angle. Says change the angle. South Launceston mark there. It almost went back to where it came from, where the players are well set.
That's number 18 there, Georgia Gillow taking the mark. She kicks towards half forward. Front position. Milne could have taken that mark, spilled it. Off the ground from Deloraine. Towards half forward, it's all the Bulldogs. Their half-back line's really tightened up. And Milne takes the mark this time. Rani Milne. Back on the side today.
South Launceston player down there in back play, just near the centre circle.
Keep an eye on that. And there she is again, Lehman. Intercepting mark, kicks to the wing. Taking is Mayburn. Couldn't quite take it with her though. Tackle laid there by Mitchell Grimer. Mitchell Grimer again. Handballs to space. They're sweeping around there as Whitehead. Kick straight away. In the barn net direction. Can she get it before it goes over the boundary line? She can't, and that'll be a free kick to South Launceston. I love that South Launceston back line. Liana Freestone, Viney, Bruard at the moment are working pretty hard.
They are absolutely keeping them in the game. That's Caitlin Lyons just down there at the moment. She just was holding her head. I think she might have clashed heads at a contest a few contests ago. Nice mark taken there on the wing position for South. I think that's Grace Weldon or Michaela Woods. Can't quite see the number. One of the two. Beautiful mark taken there from Bruard. We've called her a lot today. She's been instrumental in keeping the Dogs in it.
Almost their best.
Yep. Long kick inside 50. Ball carries. Opportunity here. Oh, just doesn't quite sit. Deloraine have got numbers back. Good pressure around the footy as we come to know and love from Deloraine. Lehman belts it out. Good mark taken there. Just outside half back. Deloraine looked to move it on quickly in the Mayburn direction. Can't quite hold the mark. Umpire says that's high. I reckon that'll be against Mayburn. The South Launceston ball.
So Georgia Gillo's got it. Defensive side of the wing. There's a real arm wrestle here at the moment. We haven't seen a goal since quarter time. Both back lines have been well on top. The team that'll break through will be the team that'll win this game. As the kick enters 50. Trying to take it with her there. It was Bowman. Off the ground. Baxter was held onto without the footy. Come back to Karina Baxter. Has been swung forward and back today. We'll get a little pause here. So, Tony, some stats, please.
Yeah, Deloraine's had 9 free kicks in this quarter.
Okay.
They also have 9 inside 50s compared to 7 for South Launceston.
Right, and South Launceston about to get another one here through Grace Weldon. Finds Viney, who's been really busy this quarter. She's right against the boundary line, 40 out, so too far out to score, you'd think. Players rushing inside, attacking 50 here for the Bulldogs. Centering ball. Well, it fades away, actually. Almost a mark there to Bro. And Deloraine will be happy to see that out of bounds. So the goal kickers today, Baxter and Mayburn for Deloraine. And Imogen Richards for South Launceston. All those 3 goals coming in the first stanza of play this afternoon. So the young boundary umpire brings it in as the South player falls over. Given a free kick last night as over the back it comes. Liana Freestone's got it. Take it to a standstill to get a ball up. Rob Sowett.
And that's the worry, I think, for South. He's picked the free kick out. There's something's been said, obviously,
Yes.
I'd say. I think Freestone thought she might have got a free kick there. And someone's obviously said something. So it'd be really worrying for South, Dave. You highlighted before the game just how even the spread of goal kickers is. And they've only got 1 on the score, and we've played nearly 3/4 of footy. So work to be done at that end of the ground. Deloraine, steady, move it out. Baxter takes the mark. Just outside the 50 arc. Defensive 50. Sits it up. It's going to be okay. Taken there by Perry. Chloe Perry moves it on to the wing position. Got a teammate. Drops what she should have taken. South got numbers around the footy. Should come away with it, and they do. Beautifully done. Freestone sends it inside. Will bobble. Just outside the 50 arc. Deloraine got numbers around it. Says Cameron there again. Grimer. Mitchell Grimer. Umpire will ball that up. Umpire Stubbs. 16.5 minutes gone here at UTAS Stadium. 2-3-15 Deloraine. South Launceston 1-2-8. Mayburn tackle. South come away with it. Weldon kicks it high. Open space. They let it bounce. That's always dangerous. Well set up there. Lehman tackled without it. Booted off the ground. Almost marked by the Dogs. Belted forward again. That was Evans. Opportunity here for Deloraine. They've got Paddocks in front of him. Georgie Bauman has a run, has a bounce, has a run, has a bounce. Kicks it. Get it, will bounce through! Well, what a goal. Georgie Bauman had a run, had a bounce, had all day. And that could be the one that breaks the Bulldogs back, Dave Moore, as they move on to 3-3-21. South Launceston 1-2-8.
Sensational goal, and that's been the worry for South Launceston all day, is that fast break. And I know you've covered a bit of soccer this year, and we saw some soccer passes in the lead up, just getting it forward, and then Bowman had a bit of space, took the couple of bounces, and I've written that down. That's going to be a nomination for Goal of the Week. Tony?
Yeah, when Bowman was coming in, there was one of her forwards was doing a really good job in holding out the South defender, so that allowed her to take another bounce and get within distance and kick the goal.
The old-fashioned shepherd. You don't see it a lot these days.
Yes.
No, and they're the sort of things, aren't they, that in a game that's close can make all the difference. But Deloraine are up and about. Plenty of time to go. Obviously, we've got a quarter to go, but just on the shadow of three-quarter time. A great goal there from Georgie Bowman. Has moved Deloraine on to 3-3-21. South Launceston 1-2-8. Dave Moore, if you can quickly share those goal scorers with us.
Karina Baxter, Georgie Bowman and Hallie Mayburn for Deloraine, and for South Launceston 1 to Imogen Richards. In that quarter, the Kangaroos kicked 1-1 and no score. In fact, no score since quarter time, I do believe, for South Launceston. They were 1-2-8 at quarter time, and they're still 1-2-8 in this game. Gee, it's a handy lead, Rob. I mean, when you've only kicked one goal all day and you've got, 3 goals out really, 2 goals won, the difference, it's going to be tough. But we know South Launceston have got the players out there that can do it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, I'm sure, in their quarter-time address. I'm sure Chris will be onto that. Three-quarter-time address, that's what you'll be talking about, because you know you've got players that can kick goals, but today they just haven't been able to find them.
Tony, are you situated there to give us some stats?
Yep, I am. At the moment, hit out 7 to South, 13 to Deloraine. Clearances 6-9 to Deloraine. Inside 50s, 33 to South Launceston to 28 for Deloraine. Marks inside 50s, 5 South, 6 to Deloraine. Here's the big one, intercept marks overall. This is South Launceston 4, 13 to Deloraine. Cameron has 5 of those, and I think it was Whitehead's got 3 of them. And frees, 5 for South Launceston, 18 for Deloraine.
Right, so that free kick disparity means that Deloraine are first to the ball. They're tackling pretty well. That usually tells you that 8 when you've got such a big disparity.
Yeah, and it's they've hunted. That's the thing. I mean, we obviously don't have the technology to show you a pressure rating, but there were patches there. Their pressure was through the roof, Dave.
Three-quarter time, we'll take a short break at Deloraine 3-3-21, leading South Launceston 1-2-8. Back in a moment. Welcome back. It's South Launceston 1-2-8, Deloraine 3-3-21. The players have broken up from their huddles. And Chris Sayer, where were you at three-quarter time?
Yeah, I went to the South huddle. I was interested in how they're going to handle this. That last goal by Deloraine really rattled them, I think. Coach Gillow wants them to really concentrate this quarter, do what they do, stick to the game plan, and let their fitness come through. I tell you what, there were a lot of magnets shuffled on the board over that three-quarter time break. So there's a lot of positional changes for South, and they're going to try and resurrect this game. They've got to kick 3 goals.
Thank you very much, Chris. It's 2:49 here, afternoon, and we've got last quarter to play out here, and then straight into the men's game after that. Stay with us on YouTube and tune in to City Park Radio as well for a simulcast of the call. Last quarter action is Rob.
This is what you train all summer for, this type of action. The last term, 3-3-21 Deloraine, South 1-2-8. South Hackett forward, opportunity early, mark almost tapped away, beautiful defence there from Taylor. South have got the numbers around it, just haven't had that forward dominance we did expect from them. Says Cameron in amongst it. She's been one of Deloraine's best today, intercept defender. Going to take this ruck contest. Deloraine well set up behind it. Got a spare there as well, just in case South get that quick kick forward. Whitehead been good. Good tackle. Gillow. Ball spills. Umpire will say that's mine. Ball up. About 40 metres out. Early stages of this last term. Rob Soward, Dave Moore, Tony Webb, Chris Sayer. Shot on goal there. That's Freestone sends it goalwards. Great mark taken. Well, just to start, the Bulldogs want. Be even better if this gets converted. It's Rani Milne. It'll be the most important kick of the day from the Dogs' perspective anyway. South Launceston will want to make sure this goes through. Brings them right back into the game. Milne approaches, nice approach. Strikes it nicely. Just the start they wanted. And they come from everywhere. Rani Milne gives them their second. 2-2-14 South Launceston, Deloraine 3-3-21 Dave Moore.
Yeah, so since quarter time they had not scored, so they've broken their duck there from that point of view. Rani Milne, dangerous player, sure kick a few goals at Longford in the game throughout the season. So, yeah, that's definitely, when you trail by 13 points and you're looking for 3 goals, to get one in the first 90 seconds, they've got so much firepower up there. You wonder whether they're going to stay down all day, some of these South Launceston forwards. And Deloraine, the challenge is for them just to hold out, what now, for another 16 minutes and get themselves into a grand final. Can they do it? Umpires, Stubbs and Crack today as the ball's thrown up. Tap one there nicely by Smith, but it's sharked there by Jasmine. Freestone gets the handball backwards. Beautiful pick up there by Brouard. She kicks towards half forward. Over the head. It's a foot race now. Picked up there and swung forward by Georgia Gillow. Cocker there bashed into her opponent in Lehman. Handball over the top. Milne again for 2 in a minute. Yes! Rani Milne. Could she be the hero here for South Launceston? Fairly quiet all day, but as I said, in the space of a minute of playing time, she's now put the margin back to 1 point.
Good work by Barwick there to knock her off and get the ball and then handball out to Milne. She knocked the Deloraine defender away.
The thing that you wonder too, when you've got such a pressure game like this, and we've talked about, all 4 of us actually have talked about fitness, Deloraine players would be very league heavy. I'm just wondering if they haven't spent all the petrol tickets so far. You could see there Whitehead ran out of juice chasing Gillow, and then that contest that Tony talked about, and the Deloraine player couldn't rebound from that. And all of a sudden, we've got a 1 point game. What a finish we're up to here. Second semi-final. Deloraine, South Launceston. Ball back in the middle. South come away with it again. Over to you, Deloraine. See what you can do. Brad Powell on the sideline. Magnets will be flying around the board there, I'm sure. Knocked down there by Taylor Smith. Gathered by Morrison. Good pressure. South, good shepherd. Sits there, Mitchell Grimer, belts it forward. It's taken there from Mayburn. Goes inboard. Good mark taken there by Phoebe Barnett. Got nothing to kick to though, they're all behind her. Barnett sits it up. Oh, Mark almost taken there by the one solo Deloraine player. Opportunity here. Races towards goal. All south. Hand pass backwards. Boundary line, I reckon, is going to win that one. Can't see from where I am. Is that out on the full? Yes, it is.
Yes, out on the full.
Tony's in the only spot here that can see that one. Beautifully called, Tony, and that'll be a Deloraine free kick. So, too far out to score, I'd suggest. Lots of players backfilling that 50 up now as we approach 4.5 minutes.
Mitchell Grimer's got it, Rob.
She's giving it back to someone else. In code, there's a kick.
Inside 50, bouncing around. Now I can see it now. The photo's back on. Big torpedo taken there by Georgia Gillow. She's been busy this last turn. Players on here on the wing. Deloraine, 1 on 2. Got to try and do something and break even. Goes inboard. Great chase from Cameron. Oh, second go. Play on's the call. Says Cameron, ran her down and held it up, which is what they needed because South were out. That could have been another goal-scoring opportunity. You can hear the crowd in the effects mic. Good smother, Freestone. Been busy. Baxter underneath it. Bodies around the footy. Freestone in there again. Comes away. Nicely taken there from Stevenson. Goes around the boundary line in the wider direction. Boundary line wins out. That's okay. I say that's okay. I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting that out of bounds rule between the arcs. If you kick it out, goes to the other team. I got a bit excited there for a minute. Through the hands of Breward. Beautifully gathered. Goes inside 50. This is what they want. Open forward line. Oh, it sits. Opportunity from Viney. Goes inboard to Gillow. Can't quite get it. Tackled without it. Umpire says play on. Well, Dave Moore, I saw him. Dave Moore had the whistle out.
Yeah, it was one of those marginal ones, but umpires let it go a bit today, so that's fair enough. Up it goes. Cameron wins it away from Cocker. Towards the boundary line, there's Milne again. Did she get one high? Yes, she did. Rani Milne kicked 2 goals in this last quarter, in the first couple of minutes. Now, this is a very tough shot, but the adrenaline, I'm sure, is flowing through the veins at the moment.
Absolutely. They'd be chanting behind her, Rani, we kick it, we're in the grand finale, I reckon.
Rani Milne from the boundary line, 15 out, kicks. Oh, gee, it wasn't far away, just near side, and scores, I do believe.
A level.
3-3, 21 apiece. I presume we'll play 5 minutes of extra time if we get to that. Each way, the usual arrangement. So we'll see as Lehman gets a fair bit of latitude out of the defensive goal square, clears it to the wing, over the back. It's all South Launceston, off hands, swinging kick back here towards Breward. She used her body pretty well. Trying to pick it up there is Baxter. She's gone, caught from behind, and now it's South Launceston with a tackle pressure. Rob Soward.
Yeah, they've ramped it up for sure. Full of running at the moment, the Bulldogs. Another inside 50. Can the Roos hold up? They've got the numbers. Nicely done. Taken away there. Pumped out to open space. Bulldogs have got the numbers around it, though. If it bounces, doesn't quite sit for them. Dehaan bounces, sits. Kicked the bump when she got rid of it. It was Chilcott. Ball bobbling around. Chilcott almost got her own ball. Good chase and tackle. Deloraine still competing. Musgrave, Mayburn, I should say, in there. Ball comes out. Woods goes back. Mitchell Grimer should take that and does. And Mitchell Grimer probably needs to change the angle. She's got players free on that far side. Doesn't see him. Goes back from where it came. Almost kicks it straight to Keely Morrison. South have got the numbers around the footy. Ooh, heavy challenge there
High.
on Freestone. High.
Downfield, I think, Rob. It's only 10 metres, though.
Yeah. Moved on quickly. Breward. Freestone. Mark, she's almost picked her out. It's Lauren Stevenson.
Kicks it to the wing. Over the back. Off the hands there of Mayburn. Falls to front to Whitehead. She can't pick it up. She works hard and gets high contact. First in for the footy. It's level here at UTAS Stadium. 21 apiece. 9 minutes gone. Up here towards Barnett, but over the back. Taken there by Carly Evans. Now she's got players ahead of the ball. She kicks to attacking 50. Almost picked up there by Chloe Perry. Close to the boundary line. Perry again. Can't get a kick away. That's where Deloraine want it. If they can hold it up, and they do, they force a stoppage. Tony Webb, give us some stats, please.
Yeah, hit outs 5-2, Deloraine's favour. Clearances 3 south, 2 to Deloraine. And inside 50s, 5 to south, 3 to Deloraine.
Okay, and it's outside there, 50 again, Deloraine, but taken by Whitehead. Tackled straight away, no prior. How are things down at boundary level, Chris Sayer?
Yes, things are pretty frenetic down here. I think the heat is getting to them. It's going to be who's going to be the fittest, I think. And those changes at three-quarter time had a lot to do with this.
Thank you, Chris.
Did he say frenetic or phonetic? It could be both.
Both, yes. Mark taken by Stevenson. That left foot kick's a good one. Spots up to Hahn. Heavily disguised as Holly Beaumont. Now we've got a player down. Injury concern. Player just on hands and knees there, looking a bit wobbly. Might be coming to the boundary. It's not Seth Cameron, is it? Well, we'll keep an eye on that. Kick to Whitehead, who's met an attacker straight away by Gillow. The injured player still trying to come towards the boundary line. Close to where she is the player there in Stevenson who kicks the ball. Now there's a South player down. I think it's number 15 there, Rob. I think it's Taylor Smith who's been
I think you're right,
in the ruck today.
Yeah.
Might have just got winded. She seems to be coming good as she gets off the ground. So we've got the boundary throw in. Attack for Deloraine. I don't want to say next score wins, but next score will be very valuable.
Handy point you'd be hoping if you're Deloraine.
Absolutely. And I think that's the aim here, just to get the ball and kick it closer to goal. Mitchell Grimer with the tap. Shark by South Launceston. Works its way to Baxter. Might have been held without it. They dive on it. Breward and Baxter. Ball spits out. There's Mayburn. There'll be a ball up. 55 metres out from Deloraine's goal. Scores a level, Rob Soward.
They're well set up here behind the ball, Deloraine, if it comes out quickly. But like you say, Dave, they've just got to belt that ball forward. Quickly done there by by Evans. Another contest. It's in the right end of the ground if you're Deloraine, that's for sure. And we're getting to that point that any score could win. You'd almost want a point rather than a goal because it stays up that end of the ground. So, about 40 metres out of the moment. Absolute All Blacks tactics here. Rolling maul it is. Another ball up. Umpires will sleep well tonight. They'll be icing their arms and shoulders, I'd think. Taken out of the air by Mitchell Grimer. Throws it on the boot. Bobbling around. Beautifully trapped there on that occasion by Jaslyn Freestone, which has won herself a free kick. Last line of defence for South. Which way? Goes out the far side. Railway workers side of the ground. Mismatch there. Probably needed to take it. Height advantage. Tackled without it. Umpire says play on. Towed forward there by the Deloraine player. Almost a throw. Freestone worked hard to get over there, did Jaslyn. Opportunity here. Bulldogs go out towards the wing. Deloraine with the numbers. Got to sit for him and it does. Jonia Taylor goes back inboard. Kiana Lehman pumps it forward. Tired legs. You can see Mitchell Grimer gives it off. Evans, couldn't get enough on it. Almost a mark. Mayburn knocked off it. Any score will do here, you'd reckon. Thought I heard a whistle. No, play on. South come away. Hold resilient. Mark there to Breward.
Breward, half-back. Gee, that was a golden opportunity for Deloraine to score. Now South Launceston counter-attack. Gillow takes the mark on the wing. That's Georgia Gillow. She kicks it towards half-forward. Milne, the hero of the last quarter. Can she get the footy? And it rolls out of bounds between the arcs. So that's going to be a free kick. Tony, you saw something there?
No, I was just indicating for the free kick there for out of bounds.
That's the rule between the arcs. Short kick there. Taylor does well to Whitehead. Boy, oh boy, we've gone over 13 minutes now. About 5 to go. Scores a level. Oh, bounces off the chest there of Evans, Taylor Smith, who's back on after getting that knock. So it's a boundary throw-in. Just the attacking side win of the Bulldogs. Every clearance now is vital. I am now going to call. I think the next score will win this game. There you go, Rob. See if I'm right. There is a score. Here we go. This is Jaslyn Freestone inside 50. Sulzberger, quiet today. Off the leash. Takes the footy. Wheels. Kicks. Will it go 15? Not quite. I don't know. It's off hands. Whitehead's got it. She's caught. She releases the footy just in time, I reckon. Viney, her kick smothered by Whitehead. That was huge. Back to Viney. Back to Sulzberger. Kick towards goal. They want to see it out here, Deloraine, to disguise it well. And it's out of bounds in the forward pocket. It's no score, though. 3-3-21 apiece.
Next score wins, as Dave Moore said, and I think he's right. Boundary throw in here, deep into the attacking zone for the Bulldogs. 14 minutes 30 gone. 3-3-21 each of two. Lots of bodies inside that 50. Deloraine want to clear it out. They want to get rid of it, and they just get it away. Umpire almost caught up in it. Mark almost taken there by the Bulldogs. A game of almost at the moment. Dogs can't hold up. Evans belts it forward. Oh, it doesn't quite sit on that occasion there. She was out Barnett. No one in front of it, just an open field. South kick it back. That's a nice mark taken there by Weldon. Gives it off quickly to Breward. Pumps it inside 50. It's going to carry. It's going to carry. Oh, there's a point. There's the point. Rushed through by the Rouge defender. Lehman didn't have too many options. Plays on quickly, runs a full measure, sits it up. They've got to go coast to coast. The Rouge drop the mark. That's not going to help. Was high, I thought. Yeah, it was.
Deloraine have to be daring now. They have to score. It sounds like 2.5 minutes is a long time in footy, but in a big ground, it does take a while to get that ball to the other end. So they've just got to move it now, Deloraine, and try and score themselves.
And got to change the angles. That's not going to work for you, I don't reckon. It's got to come out. Dogs got the numbers. Freestone, she's been terrific. Sets it up, and that's a mark by guess who? Rani Milne.
Should take as much time as you can.
Milne goes short, got a player in the lead. How does that happen? Well, tired legs from the Kangaroos.
They've had 3 marks inside 50 in this quarter, and 2 of them been in the last minute.
There you go.
Georgia Gillow, all of a sudden, that handy point, the shot on goal and the time clock, they're all conspiring against you if you're from Deloraine. Gillow moves in, 35 metres out, makes no mistake. They're going to be in the grand final, the Bulldogs. They'll make it 3 from 3 so far. 4-4-28, Deloraine 3-3-21. Dave Moore, what a game.
Yeah, great game. And look, top teams finish where they are for a reason. They were challenged. I doubted them. I didn't think they'd be able to kick the 3 goals required to win this game. And they've been sensational this last quarter. They've kept Deloraine scoreless, and they've hit 3 goals to themselves. So after kicking 1 for 3 quarters, they've kicked 3 in the last quarter. And as you say, with only a minute or so to go, they are grand final bound. Deloraine, though, will have some belief because they've pushed South Launceston all the way here. That's if they get to the grand final themselves. They've got to go to the prelim now, and that won't be easy.
No, Scottsdale or Launceston will wait for them, and Scottsdale got over them last weekend, so they know what's in front of them. Whitehead hasn't given up all day, the skipper. Drives it forward, bounces, nicely done. Evans, been one of their better players, belted forward just outside 50. Time clock's probably going to beat them. South have got the numbers around the footy. Pushed off the ball. Deloraine still battling away through the hands of Baxter. Kicked a good goal early. Umpire's picked out a free kick, and it'll be a Deloraine free kick. I think the time clock will beat them, and it does. Arms in the air there for the Bulldogs. They're through to the grand final. South Launceston 4-4-28. A gallant Deloraine 3-3-21. We'll go to Dave Moore in a second for the goal scorers and Tony for some stats. But Dave, as you said, the challenge was set, and top side's a top side for a reason.
And Rani Milne, it's a quiet day for her, but she's popped up with those 2 goals in a minute early in the last quarter, and then another one late there to Georgia Gillow. They took the lead, and Deloraine, they tried hard, they gave it everything. They will be competitive if they make the grand final against South Launceston. There's no doubt about that. They came in underdogs, and they can be proud of their efforts. The goal kickers today for South Launceston, 1 to Imogen Richards, 1 to Georgie Gillow, 2 to Rani Milne in that last quarter. And for Deloraine, 1 to Karina Baxter, 1 to Georgie Bowman, 1 to Hallie Mayburn. And Tony, some final stats.
Yeah, final stats. Hit-outs, South Launceston 10, Deloraine 25. Clearances were 11, South Launceston 12, Deloraine. Inside 50s were 39 to South Launceston, 35 to Deloraine, so that tightened up. Marks inside 50s were 8 to 6, and for South, 2 of those within the last 3 minutes. Intercept marks 4 to South, 13 to Deloraine, and free kicks were 8 for South Launceston and 20 to Deloraine.
Thanks, Tony. Terrific effort today. Great to have your insights there with those statistics. And finally, down to Chris on the boundary, some final observations.
Yeah, I had a quick word with South coach Brett Gillow on the way out. He's very happy with those changes at three-quarter time. Brianni Milne was up forward all game, but she just sparked it last quarter a lot because of the changes that happened around her in that three-quarter time shuffle of the whiteboard. So the coach is very happy. The Deloraine coach is very exasperated. I think sort of so close, but he knows that South are beatable now. So if they meet in the grand final, it's going to be a great game, isn't it?
No worries. Thank you, Chris. Definitely will be. We've got to sign off quickly because we've got a short turnaround now to the men's game. Well done, Rob. Good work. Well called.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Tony, and thanks, Chris. But what a great game of football. And I guess it shows, as you said, Dave, it doesn't have to be a high-scoring game. It was played between the half-back arcs that last quarter with all those Bulldog goals. Certainly a highlight for me.
Final score here, South Launceston 4-4-28, Deloraine 3-3-21. We're back in literally a couple of minutes for the men's game on City Park Radio and via the AFL.